In Mesa, Arizona, Boeing manufactures the Apache, a $52 million flying weapons platform where
combat proven in every major conflict since 1982. The Apache has...
Two crew members sit in tandem behind 1.5 inches of bulletproof glass, controlling weapons that can kill from 4 miles away. Apache airframes begin as 70-75 aluminum alloy, aerospace-grade material combining fighter jet strength with helicopter maneuverability.
Hellfire missiles travel at Mach 1.3, penetrating 3 feet of tank armor with 20-pound shape-charge warheads that vaporize enemy armor.
The narrow fuselage measures only 48 inches wide, minimizing radar cross-section while maximizing agility in urban canyon combat.
Composite armor withstands 23mm cannon fire, protecting crew and critical systems from ground fire that destroyed lesser helicopters in Vietnam.
Self-sealing fuel tanks survive ballistic hits and 38 foot-per-second crashes, ensuring Apaches return home even after taking enemy fire.
The 30-foot tail boom houses the drive shaft spinning at 20,900 RPM, transferring 3,400 horsepower to the tail rotor.
Subwings carry 8,000 pounds of ordnance across 8 hardpoints, from Hellfire missiles to 70mm rocket pods to Sidewinder air-to-air missiles.
12,000 rivets and 200 access panels create an airframe that withstands 3.5 G maneuvers while under fire. Energy-absorbing landing gear survives 10 foot-per-second vertical descents onto unprepared desert landing zones and mountain ridges.
Separate cockpit modules allow crew to survive catastrophic tail boom separation, a survivability feature unique to attack helicopters.
Flat-plate canopy glass stops .50 caliber rounds while providing unobstructed 220-degree visibility for target acquisition and threat avoidance.
the longbow radar dome tracks 256 targets simultaneously, designating 16 for destruction in seconds.
Frangible engine mounts separate on crash impact, preventing post-crash fires that killed helicopter crews for 5 decades.
30 flares and chaff cartridges decoy heat-seeking and radar-guided missiles, saving Apache crews from Stinger and SA-7 threats.
The main rotor mast withstands 20,000 foot-pounds of torque, transferring 3,400 horsepower to 4 composite.
Twin T700 turbo shafts generate 3,780 horsepower, enough to lift 23,000.
Low visibility gray camouflage renders the Apache nearly invisible against desert, urban, and mountain backgrounds from 5 miles away. Inlet particle separators eject 80% of sand and dust, allowing Apaches to operate in rocky sandstorms that grounded other aircraft. Black hole suppressors reduce infrared signature by 90%, making heat-seeking missiles lose lock on the Apache's exhaust plume. The main transmission runs dry for 30 minutes even after taking enemy fire, ensuring crews reach safety despite catastrophic damage.
The tail rotor gearbox converts 2,900 RPM.
Redundant fuel systems with automatic load balancing ensure uninterrupted power even when one tank takes enemy fire.
The auxiliary power unit starts main engines and powers all systems independently, enabling forward operations without ground support equipment.
Redundant oil cooling maintains transmission temperatures below critical limits even during sustained hover fire in 120-degree Iraqi summers.
Automatic fire suppression extinguishes engine fires in 3 seconds, a critical feature when flames threaten fuel tanks.
Rotor brakes stop the main blades in 90 seconds after landing, protecting ground crews from lethal rotor strike. The carbon fiber drive shaft transmits 900 horsepower through the tail boom, without vibration that would fatigue the airframe.
Particle separators eject 8 pounds of sand per minute, protecting turbine blades from erosion that destroyed Vietnam-era helicopters.
3 independent hydraulic systems ensure flight control even when 2 are destroyed by enemy fire, a redundancy learned from combat losses. 80 kilowatts of electrical generation powers radar, targeting systems, and weapons comport, consuming more electricity than 10 average homes.
Full power engine runs verify 3,780 horsepower output and reveal any defects before the Apache enters combat airspace.
4 composite blades combine fighter jet strength with helicopter flexibility, surviving bird strikes and small arms fire at 400.
Blades balanced to 0.5 grams eliminate vibrations that would crack the airframe after 1,000 flight hours. Titanium leading edges withstand sandstorms and rain erosion at 200 knots, protecting blades from environmental destruction.
The swash plate translates pilot inputs into blade pitch changes 289 times per second, enabling nose-down attack dives at 30-degree angles. Fully articulated blades flap independently through 20 degrees, allowing the Apache to perform combat maneuvers impossible for rigid rotor helicopters.
Folding blades reduce width from 48 to 18 feet, fitting 4 Apaches inside one C-17 for rapid global deployment.
Droop stops prevent blade-tip ground strikes during startup and shutdown, protecting $180,000 blades from damage.
The 4-blade tail rotor generates 1,200 pounds of thrust, providing yaw control during sideward flight and hover under fire.
Hydraulic dampers prevent ground resonance, a deadly oscillation that destroyed helicopters during Vietnam-era startups. Electrothermal de-icing maintains rotor efficiency in freezing rain and snow, enabling European winter operations.
Blade tracking within 0.5 inches eliminates the vibrations that would fatigue pilots during 4-hour combat missions.
One nut, called the Jesus nut, secures the entire rotor system, torqued to 3,000 foot-pounds with life-or-death precision.
Dynamic testing subbrakes blades to 10,000 pounds of centrifugal force, simulating 20 years of combat operations in 1 week.
Lightning diverters protect composite blades from electrical strikes, preventing catastrophic structural failure during thunderstorm missions.
The 30mm chain gun fires armor-piercing rounds at 2,640 feet per second, destroying light vehicles and infantry at 2 miles. 16 Hellfire missiles carry 320 pounds of shaped explosives, enough to destroy an entire tank battalion in 1 mission.
76 rockets in 4 pods saturate target areas with fragmentation, devastating enemy infantry concentrations in seconds.
TAD/PNVS sensors see through darkness and smoke fog, tracking targets at 10 kilometers while the Apache hides behind hills.
Laser designation marks targets invisible to the naked eye, guiding Hellfire missiles to pinpoint hits even on moving tanks.
The AH-64 helmet slaves weapons to the pilot's head movements. Shoot where you look at targets appearing suddenly during combat. Fire control computers calculate ballistic solutions in 1 second, turning gunners into expert marksmen even on first combat missions. 1,230mm rounds weigh 500 pounds, each round able to penetrate light armor or kill infantry behind cover. Stinger missiles give the Apache air-to-air teeth, shooting down enemy helicopters attempting to ambush from behind ridgelines.
Longbow radar tracks 128 targets through smoke, designating 16 for simultaneous Hellfire strikes before enemy knows Apache is there.
The 30mm gun spits 625 rounds per minute, with accuracy placing rounds in a 3-foot circle at 1,500 meters. Hellfire accelerates to Mach 1.3 in seconds, covering 4 miles to target faster than tank crews can react.
19 rockets fired in 3 seconds saturate football field-sized areas, eliminating entrenched infantry that artillery cannot reach.
Moving target engagement demonstrates the Apache's ability to destroy tanks fleeing at 40 miles per hour with first-shot kills. Simultaneous multi-target engagement destroys enemy formations before they can coordinate return fire, the Apache's primary tactical advantage.
14 major sections unite into one Apache. 1.5 million parts assembled with zero tolerance for error. 2,000 sensors monitor every system in real-time GM, detecting faults before they cause mission failure or crew casualties.
First power-up brings the Apache to life. 3,780 horsepower awakening with the distinctive whine of twin turboshafts. First hover validates flight controls, engine power, and rotor performance, the moment 18 months of manufacturing proves airworthy.
At 182 miles per hour, the Apache matches jet helicopters while carrying twice the weapons, speed and firepower defeating enemy air defenses.
Combat maneuvers stress the Apache to 3.5 Gs, simulating the violent evasive action needed to survive enemy missile launches.
Auto-rotation capability ensured crew survival even with total engine failure point. Rotors spinning freely to cushion emergency landings.
Electromagnetic hardening protects avionics from enemy jamming and nuclear EMP, ensuring the Apache fights through electronic warfare.
Only Apaches meeting 100% of Army specifications receive acceptance stamps, each one a $52 million investment in aerial dominance.
From Arizona desert to combat zones worldwide, the AH-64 Apache